All right, so we're getting into the home stretch here. I thought I would show you guys a few special effects techniques that I think that are easy to do in Procreate. And this particular page doesn't have much in the way of those effects. In the original file, there is, you can see the lights there coming on in the bottom panel. And there's a few places where I changed the color of the lines. And we'll talk about both of those. So to start off with, things that are glowing in comics, very often the biggest step that's missed is that you need to be above the lines when you start doing special effects that are glows that are intended to look like they're actually bright and actually glowing. Now there are certain styles where, you know, soft, glowy, digital looking effects don't really fit. Maybe you just paint them over the top. Again, lots of ways to do this. I won't really dictate anything in particular there. But let's just say for this example that she has some sci-fi glowing glasses here or something, you know, and so that'll be a good example for us. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to my selection tool, and I'm going to select the inside of the eyes and the skin. Now, it's selecting all the skin. So instead, I'll just zoom up and just draw these in real quick with the freehand selection tool. And I'm staying a little bit inside the frames here. I kind of messed that up. Try it again. I'm staying just inside the frames as if what we're seeing would cut into the frame a little bit, which it actually would, I guess. And I'm going to get on a layer on top of everything here. I'm going to use hard light mode again, but you can use whatever you want. You can try screen or color dodge. Different things are going to give you different effects. But I'm going to go to hard light, and let's just say they're reddish. And you can see now that it's on top of the lines, the red is affecting not just the areas below the lines, so to speak, but also the lines themselves are also being tinted. And just to show you real quick what some of the other modes look like, here's soft light, which is very, very subtle. Overlay is, again, kind of a subtle effect, good for sunglasses, maybe. A lot of these are interesting for different reasons, you know? Like, this is kind of a different vibe. Doesn't look bad, not exactly what I'm looking for. Screen, very similar to hard light, because hard light mode is effectively screening and multiplying, depending on what you're choosing. So screen will often look similar to hard light mode. But anyway, let's go back to hard light. I do like the way it looks. So now her glasses look red, but they don't really look like they're glowing, right? And so let's fix that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer. We can use screen this time. And again, big soft brush. And I don't have a selection this time, right? I'm just going to paint over the top here with a big soft brush. And you can see that it is giving us a little bit of a fuzzy edge to this. And it's starting to look like the glasses themselves are actually glowing a little bit. And the stronger you want that effect to be, of course, like the brighter you could make it. So maybe if I go back to my selection there, just reload my selection, I could play around with going brighter around the edges. You know, that's a look. That's an option. They kind of look like they're glowing that way. And let's say we want to make her, I don't know, we want to make her food here that she's sniffing radioactive or something. I don't know. It's a comic book. It might happen. So get a big bright blue color here. And again, because this is on top of the lines, we're going to see all of the little differences here over the lines that you might not catch if it was under. I don't know if this is great lighting. But I'm just painting this in with a kind of a textury brush. And again, we can get like on a different layer underneath with a different color, maybe a soft brush, and a little bit of a glow around it like that, really underneath it. All right, so the lightning is hitting this thing. Maybe, let's back that up. And now let's say I want to change the color of the lines on this little Tupperware bowl for some reason, like I did in the background here. So I've already got a layer that is clipped to my inks layer, and that's what's affecting the line colors behind her. This is called a clipping mask. Photoshop has these, Clip Studio has a lot of digital art apps have clipping masks. And the way they work is actually very simple. So remember that the inks are on their own transparent layer. So there's no white of the paper on that layer. So when you use a clipping mask, anything you do on that clipping mask is going to stay contained to the layer that it is clipped to, okay? So I'm going to make a new layer just above my inks here. Now, because there's already a clipping mask here, you can see that if I make a new layer under, it automatically adds that little arrow indicating that this is a clipping mask. So, if you make a layer on top and you want it to be a clipping mask, just click it and hit clipping mask. And so now I'm going to start with my Tupperware color. We'll darken that a little bit. And now, when I paint this on, you can see that it is changing the color of the lines. And, you know, it looks okay. It doesn't look bad, but maybe on the food, I want it to be a little bit darker. I could also have, you know, made a big selection here instead of the brush and did it that way. There's a lot of ways to do this. Quick example of that, I could draw around her glove. Now remember, I'm not going through the center of the lines here. I'm not flatting. I need to get all of the total line that I want to change inside that selection. So now, because again I'm on a clipping mask, that's going to automatically change the color of whatever's in there and ignore everything else. These kind of techniques are really good when you want a little less contrast in your backgrounds. Like in this case, I really wanted to sort of push all of that background toward white, including the lines. You're basically creating a plane here, you know, across the entire background, and then there's the plane of the characters there. And then there's the plane of the central character here on the right side. It's a little bit darker to separate her from the other two planes.